good evening, and welcome to this edition of A Walk Down Memory Lane. I'm your host, Earl Basin, and joining me is co-host Dennis Brown, and our guest this evening, Randy Bean. Dennis, Randy, and I were having a chat just prior to the start here, and very interesting stories he has, as he was telling me, if you recall, how Gumbo got to North Village. Dennis,
Yes.
you remember how Gumbo got to North Village? He was going to train for Devonshire Colts.
For Colts, right.
Yeah. Well, let Mr. Bean tell you how he got to North Village.
Whoa.
Yeah. I was just telling Earl, I had left Rangers because Rangers was in second division. And we were supposed to go up that year, but these guys, we didn't make it. So I told them I'm going to leave, go play for Devonshire Colts. So I left from Rangers, and at that time was two fields down in Frog Lane. Village trained on the first one, Colts were trained on the second one. So I walked across Village Field, went over there, talked to Dane, and asked me, I'd like to join Devonshire Colts. And he said, well, you know how Dan, he said, well, Randy, I remember got a lot of young players. I said, oh, okay. So I decided to go back Rangers. But at that time, walking back, Joe Trott, the bull came, and Joe said, I saw you go, what happened? I said, I was going to go to join Colts. He said, Colts? He said, man, you better join Village, man. Join us right here. I said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And at that time, Gumbo was coming across, and he stopped and he was talking to me and Joe. And he said, well, I ain't getting nobody. I'm going to join River Village too. And we both joined at the same time.
Oh, wow.
It's an amazing story. And the thing about it is, every time I played against Colts, it seemed like I had the best game of my life. And that's how I got to play for North Village. And I was just sharing with Earl, when I first got down, there was so many good players. That, man, I would say my self-esteem was low. I said, man, I don't think I can make this team, man. And I was telling him how I went down to Sportsman Shop, bought my first pair of red socks. I put all these nickels and dimes on the counter. At that time, was working on it. What's his name? Frankie Bruce.
Frankie, okay.
Frankie said, look at this little boy trying to buy a pair of red socks. Who you playing for? I said, little boy, I'm older than you. How old? At that time I was 19. He said, oh yeah, I'm 18. You're right too. I said, what's your name? I said, my name is Randy Bean. I said, but you heard about me. I just said that just today. But hey, and I was telling her when he went there, the preseason, and after preseason they started picking. They picked the 16 that would go. I said, wonder if I can make the 16. Then all of a sudden they called out the 16, and I said, gee, I'm in the 16. Now I'm not thinking I'm going on that field, right? Well, and I turned the first game was against Social Club. It was out Devonshire Rack. I would never forget it because it was my first game at Village. Man, when I saw the people out there, man, I had butterflies, man, I could have flew away with the butterflies. That's how it was. So anyhow, so what happened was, so they called out 11. And then when he said, Ralph being on the right, Randy being on the left, I looked around and said, another Randy being here? I said, that can't be me. Whoa. I had so many butterflies on it. And then when I got on the field, I was just passing the ball, making sure that I'm going to do things right. Joe Trott ran up beside me. Hey, you see how you do the guys up in training? Well, this is the enemy. Do what you do best. And I just started going from there. And I believe I scored the game. I got New Gumbo scored. And then from that, went straight along through the camp for Village, and it was a beautiful 6 years, straight 6 years with Village. Then I left and went back Rangers, and then from Rangers came back Village, then went back Rangers and finished.
So a question, where did you originate?
What's
from?
that?
Where did you originate from, like family-wise? Where did you stay?
Oh, I was staying up the park, up Sunnyside Park, in Southampton.
Okay, so why you didn't come Somerset?
Oh, but I can give you another. I can give you another story. You see one of your greatest players that you ever had up there, Richard Dirksen?
Yes, sir.
Well, he went glebe with me.
Oh, and you went glebe? Jeez.
Yes, I went glebe. You want me to give you this one here? When we was in school, when we was in school, we beat everybody up that way. And Dirk was playing for the C team. I was playing for the A team. But I told the teacher, look, we're going on play central. But I need this. I need to take this. Because he was a couple of class behind me, but he was so good. He couldn't
Okay.
play. He literally, he could not. In other words, we couldn't take him because he was too young. But the head
Okay.
teacher let him go. And when we went down to play central, when they saw that little boy on the field, they started laughing. But when he hit one volley with his left and one with his right and beat him too long, they
Yeah,
lift him off the field, man. But and from that day, I said, I knew this guy is gonna be a great player. I knew as he goes, and I thought he was gonna go Eagles. Was trying to get him come Rangers, but nah, he said no. He's from Somerset.
Okay.
But you're saying how come I didn't come Somerset? That was a little too far up, I thought.
What?
I didn't like
Close
GAC,
to
so
the
I didn't
top.
worry about that.
All right. All right. So
Yeah.
good.
Well, we're gonna check to see if
Is it still there?
Steve
Yeah.
started unmute himself.
I know, yeah. Steve, if you can hear us, if you can unmute your mic. Can you hear us, Steve?
Steph, you can hear? Put your hand up.
If you can hear us, just wave. Okay, no. Let me just wave to him. Stevie, can you hear us?
Yeah, like it's
It's mute, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, but he should still be able to hear us.
Okay.
Steph, you can hear?
Okay. Let's see if we can. I'll try to give him. Go ahead, Dennis. Go ahead with Randy, and I'll see if I can send him.
Give Sean a call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Randy, where did you first? Because I mean, football's in your veins and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So where did you first get into football? Like when you were a youngster, like neighborhood,
Yeah.
school.
Right.
How did you first get into football?
It was mostly at Rangers. I played all my junior football up there.
Mm.
I used to come up there play against some Somerset Colts. You know, back in the day, Somerset Colts had a team that Ronnie tackling. Ronnie, what's
Ronnie
Ronnie's
Tankard?
name?
Ronnie Tankard?
Yeah, I remember him playing because he's always short like me. But
Okay.
yeah, and I mostly played neighborhood. But I went Cunningham's. You remember Cunningham prospect for boys.
Okay.
Never made that team. Too many good players up there. Never, just couldn't make it.
So who was a big influence on you coming up as a young player?
Well, Tonsi. Tonsi was a coach at the time when we was playing at Rangers. He had a great influence on my life as a footballer. He told me a lot how to dribble the ball, how to shield the ball, stuff of that nature. Coming up, it was really rang. I ain't got you guys picture there. It's oh yeah, okay. So yeah, he was a great influence. And then I had a guy named Gene Hartman. He was a coach at Rangers at the time. I only played for Rangers as in my younger years. That's where my football started.
Okay.
Yeah. Steve, you can hear us now? Okay, he's still working out his stuff. But
Okay.
yeah. You got another question, Dennis?
Yeah. So when did you first? So you first break into the Rangers team at the first. How old were you when you first broke into the Rangers?
Oh, I was around about 17, 18.
Okay.
I even remember playing against Somerset in the FA Cup final with Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time, and that was in the 60s. And what
I
happened was,
assume you lost.
yeah. Well, let me give it to you. The first half, it was nothing. I hit the post. Hey,
wow.
the second half they beat us 6-0.
Oh, wow.
Just by I hit the post. I didn't care about the 6-0.
Wow. Wow.
Randy Horton scored a hat trick.
Yeah, but you have.
George must have scored 3.
Oh,
I think
wow.
George scored 2. And they thought that we was a second division team. We got
Oh,
there.
okay.
We got to the finals, and it was an achievement.
Right.
But that was the highlight. That's actually showed me that I can compete with some guys of that
With the
level.
big boys, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm
Who I
pretty sure you
never
can
thought
hear
of.
us now. You can hear us now, Steve?
Steven.
Steph, you
Yes,
can
I can
hear?
hear you now.
Okay,
Yeah,
Steven.
yeah. Good evening, guys. How you doing?
Okay. Welcome,
Hey,
welcome,
Randy.
welcome.
It's so
So,
nice to
Hey,
see you there.
Randy, how you been?
One of my greatest young players here.
Yeah,
Steven. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
always a pleasure. Yes.
Well, Steve, where did you get your start? Everyone knows when you broke into the Somerset.
I got my start at Buzz Island.
Mhm.
Oh, another
Like
Booz Island boy.
like Kevin Bailey, yeah.
Buzz Island Primary School.
Yes.
It's no longer in existence, but we had quite a few players that went on to become established players. Bum LaBelle, Kevin
Yeah.
Bailey, Kelly Simmons, Tyrone, Son, Vidal, Tankett. So we had a pretty good team, you know.
Mm, mm,
And then from
Mm.
that we went to micro and mini, and that was popular at Bernard Park. And then we had a community league at Somerset, which was very good for a lot of Somerset
mm.
players. I think that was the back Somerset success years to come. You know,
Right. I'm gonna rub something in. It's a
and
good
that's
thing
where I
Backyard
started
was
to
attached to
encourage
Somerset.
friends.
If not, Somerset wouldn't have had a good team.
What's that?
I said it's a good thing Dockyard was attached to Somerset. If not, Somerset wouldn't have had a good team.
Dockyards in
All the
Sam's
guys
Parish.
I'm hearing from are from Dockyard.
Dockyards in Sam's Parish, man.
So there's really no Somerset, right?
Sam's Parish.
Is-
No, there's a lot of players.
But go ahead, Dennis. Go-
Yeah, and nice to have Stevie on, man, because Steve
Yes.
is probably one of
Yeah,
my Stevie is probably in my top three of the players that I played with, national team and club.
Yes. Yes.
Stevie to me was a great inspiration. Stevie was somebody who didn't take no nonsense. He didn't give a crap if I was the captain. He let me know what's going on. And Stevie was a guy who really inspired me to make sure that I did the best all the time
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
wouldn't accept anything other than that. Like,
Yeah.
and one thing I said, I think I said it last week when Kevin was on. Um, I remember one game clearly, man, and something
That's right.
happened
You
in
had to
the
get it done.
Yep, something happened in the defense, and anything happened in the defense, Stevie would be looking at me. Dennis, you need to straighten up these blink, blink guys, blink, 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 blink guys. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, hey, the guy held you accountable for what you're supposed to do.
Hey.
And,
Yes.
and, and I really appreciated what he brought to the table, especially for me.
Mm.
Although I was the captain, but Stevie to me was the leader
Yeah.
of the team. You know what I mean? And I'll always be grateful for what Stevie brought to the table.
Right. So, Steve, where did that passion and drive come from?
Yeah.
You hear us?
Good, Ian, I know.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to Randy. Your time at in between the Rangers and the village. Which one would you say kind of helped to mold you to the player that you eventually became?
I would say honestly,
It was
what would be village? North
no
Village.
love lost.
The reason why I say village is because of the quality of players that were there. You
Right.
just we didn't have that at Rangers. I mean, literally, you had the quality of players. It weren't just a few hours, man. It was almost a community of players that you have to actually be, and it kept you on your p's and q's, and it kept your football, it kept your level of football high. When I was in Rangers, it was a few guys there that were up to a level where most of the other guys were, but most of them were there. I won't say mediocre, but the players, we were in the caliber of players weren't as high as theirs at Village, and I think Village molded me like that to become a player that I became as as the years went on.
Right. Right.
But like you said, Rangers was my neighborhood. I never wanted to leave the neighborhood. I would
Mm-hmm.
if I had the players that I had down village, I don't think I'd have never been.
Yeah,
I'd have never
sure,
left.
sure.
Because like in these days, there were some guys that played football just to play. There were some guys that played football and they wanted to go up. They wanted the level of football to go up.
Mm-hmm.
Rangers, a lot of players at Rangers were just there kicking. Like, it was
Right.
like a backyard kick at the time until it got to up to a different level. Then I left and went back. It was a different grade then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember, I don't want to go too much, but I remember when I left village and I went back Rangers, and then players John Deere was like Aga Dilly Dick, John Tucker, myself, Denny Seymour, then Mike Byron, and all these young guys were coming up at the time, and so the level actually started to rise then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a quick commercial break, and hopefully we can get Stevie back
Okay.
lined up when
Yes.
we come back.
Mhm.
We'll be right back.
We're welcoming back the often featured Whole Food veterans Bragg Live Food Products, renowned for their live probiotic organic raw cider vinegar and savory seasonings. Paul Bragg is the man behind the products and has originated health food stores, restaurants, and spas, and promoted nutrition education through the media, helping lay the foundation for the enlightened way we make healthful choices when we shop for and prepare food. This month we're featuring Bragg Organic Raw and Unfiltered Apple Cider Vinegar and Organic Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Lindos, why go anyplace else?
And welcome back. Just a quick update. The Bermuda team will start tonight against Haiti unchanged with Dale Eve, Eusebio Blankendal, Callum Minus, Jalen Bather, Seco Lewis, Billy Clemens, Milan Butterfield, Dante Levrock, Justin Dunower, Reggie Lamb, and Captain Nikki Well. So that's the starting lineup for tonight's match, which will kick off in about 12 minutes. We'll give you updates as we continue with Randy Bean. Dennis?
Okay, so Randy, I remember watching you like for the first time for Village when you came Somerset, and one of the things that really stood out to me was your skill level, your ability to handle the ball in tight areas to your feet, your ability to take guys on. Where did that skill level come from?
Well, actually, what I used to do, I used to spend a lot of time with the ball. You guys they thought I was possessed by the game because every time I came across word exact, any like on a Saturday, I would be down there for like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Just me. I used to just like jog the ball from one end to word exact to the other without letting it drop, and I dribble from one end to the other with my head up, and I would do it constantly, constantly, constantly. And that's why I tell younger players, if you want to enhance your game of football, you have to do extra. You have to go and find time where you can have a relationship with the ball. After a while, you can bring the ball down looking the other way because you can use your provisional vision, things of that nature. And that's where I enhance my game by doing that, doing the extra.
Mm.
One of the
And
things, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And at that time, a lot of guys. I used to watch players, man. I used to watch players before me. Like I used to watch PAC. I used to watch a guy. I wouldn't say a guy. Everybody knows him. Like a guy like Stan Young, and
yes,
he used to do the same thing for PAC. I used to see him out there jogging the ball, putting the ball on his neck. I tried to do it. It took me about almost a year trying to get this ball to stay on my neck, but I perfected it. And
yes,
because I saw him doing it, and I saw how he trained. He was out there by himself. He run with the ball, dribble with the ball, and I did it. And that's what I started to do. And a matter of fact, they always said to me, I said, you was my brother-in-law, but when you was down works out, I used to be in the trees watching you. I used
well,
to, I used to emulate that after you.
okay,
And it really does enhance your football once you see, because when you, like you say, you get in tight spots, you're dribbling the ball, and then the vision of the game. And I even teach young guys this here. Whenever you walk on a pitch, don't just walk, look at a ball. Always look at your surroundings. And
Mm.
always have 3 and 4 options at all times. That's what makes good football and your fresh starts. These are the things that you enhance in the game of football, and the rest will be history. You know, yeah,
So one of the things you said earlier was that you were a small guy,
yeah,
and in my opinion, another small guy who is playing in Bermuda right now, who's not a part of the national team at present, another small guy,
yeah,
I believe, is your grandson.
yes,
Um, and in my opinion, I think he's one of the most creative players that we have.
hmm,
Um, and one of the things that I've heard was that the people said he was too small, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but you know technically he's probably one of the best that we have. But I just want him to continue on, and
yes,
eventually he'll be
yeah.
back in the national team. But size
Well,
to me,
yeah,
doesn't matter.
right.
Right.
As
But
long as you have that technical
yeah,
ability and know how, and
right.
that will get you. Go ahead.
Even as I speak now, he has a clinic that he has out here every Wednesday, every Tuesday, and every Thursday. He has a six aside, and he sets up what you call organized football. He don't believe in guys coming in and wasting the time. He said, if you want to waste your time, take the ball and go that way. And like I said, I had him since he was 2 years old. Taught him how to kick when he was two. I used to take him out the field, and then when he got five, I was teaching him how to kick with both feet. And this year, a lot of this year, older players should actually help young players coming through, especially teach them the game. Because I look at Bermuda's talent. We are blessed with a lot of talent,
I
but if the
agree.
talent is not, if it's just individual talent without vision,
Yeah.
it's just that's all we'll have.
Mm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I even like what you're doing, Dennis. When I see you come down with the old boys. When the old boys are playing, and I see how you got these youngsters doing,
Yeah.
that's very important to the game of football. And a lot of that is missing now. Seriously, a lot of
Right.
that's missing. And
Right.
for him doing that now, I really appreciate it as being a footballer.
Mm.
No,
And to me, it's important to bring like you said, the youngsters through.
yeah,
To me, and basic fundamentals
that's it.
are
That's it.
very important. Um,
Yes,
they can learn. We teach them a lot of skills as well, but
yes, yes.
basic
The-
fundamentals: how you pass, how
Exactly.
you
Hmm.
control, how you
Yeah.
turn, how you
Your
look over your
first
body,
touch.
your first
Hmm.
touch.
Hmm.
Those are things that I emphasize. When they
Yeah.
come to Brazilian. But
Even when I go to the field with them, with my grandson, I still go to with him and just watch him. If I see a guy doing things that I know that I can teach him a little different, like for instance, I was teaching this little guy. I said, "Look, you're pushing your instep out to the ball." I said, "And look, the ball can hit your instep and it can go away from you." I said, "The inside of your foot is the biggest part of your foot." I showed him how to cushion the ball. Now I'm looking at this guy. Just one lesson, just one lesson.
yeah,
I see him out there now. He cushions the ball stays there. I said that's what makes good footballers. I said it's your first touch and the vision of the game
Mm.
and the simplicity. You can enhance your skills doing a whole lot of stuff. But the greatest thing you want to do is the simplicity of the game. Pum, pum. Play what's in front of you. First touch, buy time, all that's important. And like I said, and if I did quit, I got a team called Eagle Eyes. I know you guys haven't heard of, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Look, yeah, this here would make you laugh. Look, after I retired, I said, "Gee, I still want to play a little football." So these guys up Southampton had a team, and it's called Eagle Eyes. So I asked them, "Could I play for them?" They said, "No, no, no, you don't come from Southampton." I said, "I was born up there before you guys got there." He said, "No, we don't need you." So whenever they played somebody, I would play with the opposition and single-handedly beat them. so, so they they gave you the team. You can come and play for it. But that
Mhm.
that, that was all good. That was
Right.
all
Right.
yeah.
Who was some of the guys that kind of helped influence you when you actually were playing
Okay.
along the way?
For like village and
Both Village and
yeah.
Rangers. Who were some of the
I'm
standouts?
Joe Chop was a great influence. Joe loved the game of football, and he was a great influence. Like he made me feel a part of village. You know how you leave from a team and you come to another team and you still feel out of place.
Mm,
I never felt that with village because Joe was the one that was in, and the other guys that were there, they took me in as I was one of them, and
right.
that helped. That helped to influence my game a lot. And when I was with Rangers, I had coaches like I said, Tonsi Russell was coaching. I was coached under Tonsi when I was young, so he really showed me the Tonsi taught the game of football, and when you listen, you understood what he said, and it did enhance your football. Tonsi was one of the greatest that ever played the game, and
Mm,
to listen to guys like it did, you just don't take it for granted what they're saying. You try to put it into practice, and that's what I did.
Right.
That was a good influence for me.
Oh, so
mm.
that's how you got into the Russell family then.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
you, that's
Hey,
how
look,
you got.
hey, look.
Plenty of secrets are revealed as we
Look,
talk.
look. Then I had to go up there and speak to his funeral, right? I said he gave me two great gifts. One was football. He taught me how to the skills of football. The other was when he said, "Who gives this woman away?" Yeah. He was a great influence in my life.
Yeah, he was a brilliant mind because I
Yes.
first got to know Tonzi because I used to call at first when I saw him I used to call him Mr. Russell. Hey,
Yeah.
don't you call me that Mr. Russell? Call me Tonzi. So anyway, because I used to work for an exam company before I went to the
Yes.
prison, and
Uh
the someday our paths met, and
huh.
from there we were real tight because every time he saw me, was always an
Yeah.
embrace, was always talking about
Yeah.
football. And like you said, his football brain was like second to none, like
Second to none.
unbelievable how
On what?
he was a PhD guy, but he always gave me advice about how I could get better for myself and all that. And I
Yes. He always
I
gave good advice.
always gave good advice.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, let me give you something that he did, and I always laugh at it. Dale became a professional.
Yeah.
Played out in school, right? When he came back, Tom said, "Come down here, take you down PAC." He said, "I want you to get the ball off me." Heading down in 2.5 hours. He couldn't get the ball from
Oh
his
wow.
daddy. He laughed. He said, "I just can't get the man." I pushed him, I shooted him. Then he said, "Nah, I want to see how good you really are. Now you know who's better than you? Your daddy."
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was a whole lot of fun in the family, like when it came to
right.
stuff like that. Yeah, and
So what was it like, Randy, to be around like old footballers like the Russell guys,
yeah,
and I even see it today, like with Twan and these guys, like it's
yes.
old, like so much
The-
footballers, like it's
Hey,
unbelievable.
I'm not joking. Hey, look, and not only that, when I had the Eagle Eyes, I bought all those Russell. I didn't lose in the games. I
I
took
think
my
you, I
Russell
think you
clan
lost
with
the
me.
prison. You lost up the prison. Then
Yeah,
you
yeah. I lost a couple of games.
oh yeah, you
Hey,
lost
and
yeah,
then,
hostile environment, hostile environment, man.
then I couldn't just take anybody up that prison.
Right,
Guys,
right, right.
the soul guys could not go up there.
Exactly. That's a
You know what I
hostile
mean?
environment. Yeah,
But
that's
it
it.
was some great games up there.
Yeah,
But the guys used to say, like, look, when he's playing in the prison, we got to silence the crowd in there. Because when the prisoners scored, you thought you was at Family
I'm
Stadium.
telling you, you better believe it.
But yeah, it was
There's
good
some
camaraderie.
good deal, but
Camaraderie.
like it amazed me, like so much football knowledge in your family, like, and
Yeah,
so the
yeah.
guys have no excuse
You
not to
can.
be good players, like, and all the guys who came through, like from Twan, Dennis, and
Yeah,
Leon, and now Marco, and you know, and the list,
yeah.
and Turkia, and
Right.
Tory, and
Mhm.
the list goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the legacy lives on.
yeah.
Yeah.
I tell Tom if he had more daughters, he had 3, 4 more teams.
Yeah, because Macy and these guys on the other side.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, man.
That's
It was always. It got to a point after a while. The deals used to play against the Russells every Good Friday.
Okay. Okay.
That was like grudge matches. They tell you, guys played for the life.
Okay.
Playing for the life and they playing these games. But we always had good times playing football.
Yeah,
We
beautiful.
always did. And like you said, Dennis, we are blessed with a lot of young, talented ballers that come out of the Russell clan.
Yeah.
And we don't take it for granted. But what I'm saying is, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be knowing that you're part of it.
Yeah.
And when people come to you, you ain't got to be arrogant about it. You could tell them that I played. My father was one of the greatest footballers I ever seen. I mean, I'm not gonna say it just because he's my father-in-law. I saw him play, and he's just amazing.
Yeah.
He could have went places, but life's it's
Yeah.
just like anything else if you wanted it. And I always admired Dennis coming up. I always admired Somerset. Somerset was a team that I always admired. For seemed like they always produce a natural left winger. I don't know how come, but it seemed like they always did it. And I used to love guys like Bernard Brangman.
Yep.
Bernard, a lot of guys don't realize is I used to watch Bernard play. Bernard used to move both of his knees at the same time, man. And I'm telling you, you have to be going.
Oh.
And he used to do it not fast, slow. He
Right.
beat you with these knees. I said, Brandon, where you get that from? He said, it's mine. That's it. And you had guys like Tricks and yourself, man. Always a beautiful team. Summers always, and George Brayman always had talent up there. Richard Simmons.
Yeah. Muscles.
And there's some good times. I mean, I can honestly say that was football at its best. My grandson looked at a picture one time and he said, "Hey, Papa, all these are people on it?" I said, "They're not trees." He said, "Man," I said, "All the way around the field." Crowd. See, if you got I tell him, if you had a Somerset game and a North Village game, but you had the Somerset fans down there behind that girl and North Village stands behind that girl. When a girl went in around it, all you saw was hands,
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
And let's take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have more with Randy Bean.
We're spotlighting our old friends Woodstock Farms, who started up 50 years ago in the belief that we need more trustworthy natural food sources. Starting with one product, their line, mostly certified organic, is now more than 250 strong in 10 categories. This month we're featuring accoutrements of the barbecue, for us the pinnacle of home cuisine and one of the few forms of restorative recreation now within our reach. Try Woodstock Organic Sweet Relish, Tomato Ketchup, Baby Kosher Dill Pickles, Sauerkraut, and Hickory and Original Barbecue Sauce. Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
And welcome back. Just a quick update. After 4 minutes, the score is 0-0. Bermuda did have an opportunity to score. Unfortunately, Ezekiel Lewis had a shot inside the box that was off the target. He came close to scoring moments later, but a shot was blocked off the line. So after coming up on 5 minutes, it's still Bermuda 0, Haiti 0 in Fort Lauderdale in the Gold Cup preliminary second round, a chance to advance to the Gold Cup itself. So, Randy, can you recall like a standout game that you would always, whenever you see people, that's the one that they talk about the most?
Yeah, I do have that.
Which one is that?
It was Coast, when we played Coast at the stadium. And that game there, we won 2-1. And the standout game was that I scored one from 35 yards. I mean, when you look at, and the only reason I hit the ball, I was tired. That went straight in. But how this is what happened. The ball had came across. I remember the ball was chipped across, and Ellsworth Lemon, Durden,
Albert Durden.
Albert Durden hit this sidewinder, man, and Sam the Cat Newton didn't move. I mean, that thing rattled the net. They went up 1-0. Hey, the second half, the ball just over the halfway line. I looked up, I saw Harold. But I said, I'm tired. But I struck this team when the ball just went straight. And the score was 1-1. But I
Uh,
don't think that was the greatest goal, you know. I thought the one Gumbo got after that day. You know how Gumbo used to run this the ball? And he's
yes,
going left, right, and
left,
left.
right, yep, yep.
Well, yeah. But he went left, he went right, he went left. I think he planted Furbitt that way and came in and looked like he could chip it to Cal. But when Cal looked, when they looked up, it looked like he didn't. When he looked up like he could chip it, he
Uh,
rolled it to his right, left foot and stung her. Everybody was going this way. They was staring at me. 2-1.
Yeah, Gumbo.
Then
Uh,
Joe said, "No, the two-touch football. We
yeah,
knew how to play that game. Coach can play. They could match us.
right.
Football was great, man. I'm telling you, we had to defend for long periods after that, but we won.
Mm,
That
mm,
that was the game that I will always remember.
right.
And I would school a girl like that in my life, and no more. That was it. But it was one that I always remember. You know,
Dennis, what
and
game
then when
stands out that you saw Randy play?
When he was a part of the Pan Am team,
Mm,
that special team, and they played her
oh
in their tournament, her that you guys won.
yes, yes.
And yeah, tell us a little bit about that because that was
Yeah, I was on my way out there. I was in my 30s, but I remember playing when I was playing there, and I I came on,
mm,
and when Gumbo had scored, it was 1-0. So the only thing I basically remember about the game, I had a few touches. I know I made a good touch and gave it to Gumbo, and he took on a player and he brought him down in the box. But other than that, it was just a privilege to be on the field at that time, because here I am now. I'm in the twilight of my career, like
yeah,
and
still a
and this
national
would
team
be
player.
my last national team. So I always look when I look back, I said I don't remember too much of the game. I look at it, I said I don't remember doing that. I don't remember that. But it's something. One thing they say, when the pictures is like 1,000 words, you can look at it, it's there. Nobody
mm.
could. If I tell somebody I played there, I say, well, you go on YouTube, you'll find that there. I said, they
Yeah.
say, okay. you know.
But what was it like playing at the stadium with that bank and all you saw
Oh,
was heads all the way up? And I mean, it had to be 20, 30
oh,
rooms.
yes, man. Oh, man, I'm telling you. Sometimes I wish they never, never took that bank out.
Yeah, that
It
bank was
seemed like when
beautiful.
you got up there and the bank, because what happened when you play? I know Dennis played up there. And
Mm,
whenever you was playing up there and y'all going towards the bank and you can gaze up, all you see is
Yeah,
people. You know what I
yeah.
unbelievable,
mean? I,
unbelievable.
I remember one look, I remember one time I came on, right? Bermuda was playing against Celtic, and I came on for Randy Horton. Randy B was coming on for Randy Horton. When I came on, the score was 7-0.
Oh wow.
I said, it must be a nightmare out here. And I never played against players of that
Yeah,
quality.
right.
But I went down there. I said, yeah, I showed this guy a little shake. I said, look, these guys not all that.
Just
But
like
then
us.
again, but these guys are running across us like us, like we stop signs, man.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But all an experience,
Yeah.
all an
Mm,
experience. But
mm,
the knowledge that I have of the game, though, I'm passing it on. I pass it on to a lot of people. Even if
Yeah,
I
mm,
see
that's
kids
brilliant.
now playing, and I look and I see raw talent, I look at them and I just give them I just enhance them with the simplicity of the game and show them that this here will make you a better player than doing all of that stuff, getting yourself tired, then
Yep,
you
mm.
can't think. You know what I mean?
yep, that's it.
But yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's really been good. I had a good career playing football. But if anything I had to leave, I would say any young person that wants to be a good footballer and he wants to enhance his football, he has to do things on his own. He go take the ball, spend a lot of time with it. Do jog with the ball, dribble the ball, do things that that would enhance your game. And you
Mm,
find out the game will be easier. It's two things that make this game easy: fitness and the simplicity of the game.
mm.
you know.
Yeah. Dennis?
But it's been all good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
So you played for Village. Were you involved in that Triple Crown team for Village?
Oh yes. Oh
Okay,
yeah. I can't leave
how
me out
was
of
that?
that.
Because that
Oh, that
the twins in there were
that was a,
involved in that too, right? They talked about that.
who's that?
Richard and Robert, they were involved in that as well, right?
Yes,
Right. Okay.
yes, they were. They were.
Tell us a little bit about the Triple Crown year.
Yeah, the Triple Crown came simply. I think what happened was I knew you guys didn't have a coach at the time. Well, Larry Smith came actually to play for it. But we used to meet, and it was senior players like Joe, Sam, and we always, they always used to pass on the information. And whatever somebody had to say that was in the team that made sense, we would try to execute it. So I think one day, I think what happened is we decided to train instead of like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And the other thing is a lot of guys won't realize is we say we are trained rain, blow, or shine. I
Mm,
mean, literally rain, blow, or shine, we become training. And one time, I'll now forget, we was down the desert playing, rain coming down, couldn't even see one another, playing two touch sliding, having a lot of fun. And I think that enhanced us. Whenever we played a game and the rain came, we were superior to any team we played. And I think that took us through to Triple Crown.
Triple, right,
This
right.
this is my knowledge of the game. I mean, the things I hear. I remember even this the other thing I remember. I remember when we played hotels out direct. Hotels came for playing. It almost worked too. It almost worked. The Mark Gumbo and this guy, I remember this nice. I forget his name.
David
Pretty guy.
Nice,
He was
David
marking me.
Nice,
I couldn't do nothing. He was
Mm.
slamming me left, right, and center. And
David
they
Nisler.
had everything closed up.
Yeah.
And it was a free kick. Took the free kick, scored the goal, and the game went overtime. Then two corners back post. Joe came out, boom. Willie came, boom. We beat them 3-1 after overtime. I came off that field. I've never been so tired playing football in my life. But these guys, this was good. I mean,
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
that got us to the finals of the friendship. And from that deal, we played PAC. We beat them up the stadium. That was a good game. That was a great game. We beat them 3-1 after overtime. Oh, gracious. Excuse me for that. And we
Okay.
beat them. We beat them in overtime, and that's how we got to the triple crown. It was
Okay.
great. It was great football, man. It was. We really worked hard, and we really deserved it. I thought,
Right.
anyhow. And that's
Yeah.
my recollection of what I remember.
So
Somebody might
why?
have a little,
So why? Okay. So you played for Village. Then you went back Rangers.
Yeah.
Um, why you wanted to finish at Rangers?
No, I think after that Village won the triple crown, I decided I said, Val, I was 29 at the time, something like that. Deal. I said, I have a lot of uncles up there. They say, look, man, I want to see you play. I want to see you play up Rangers. I want people see you that's up there that in the neighborhood. So I went join Rangers because of that. Because my
Okay.
uncle said, yeah, give him season up there. But then I
But
went
then after
back.
one
I
season,
won we won the league, and we won the
Right.
league that year.
Right.
We won the league that year. And now, shall I tell you how I retired?
Yeah. Yeah.
sure.
Okay, I'll give you this one. Now I'm playing my last season with Rangers. That's what after I came back the second time. Now I'm on my way out, and I'm about 32, 33 years old.
The battery died on your. The battery died on the
Can't
headset.
hear you.
The battery died on the headset. Your battery died on the headset. We can't hear you. The light went off on the headset. What we'll do is we'll take a commercial break, Dennis, and when we come back, hopefully he's got it worked out.
Okay.
John Barrett and Son, Bermuda's favorite distributor of fine beverages, has brought us a new and refreshing thirst quencher just in time for the approaching warm weather. Hint Water in 7 luscious flavors. Hint Water is slaking the thirst of active people who need pure hydration, low on the glycemic index, and want the kind of taste experience that keeps them coming back to try the next flavor. For those who've been giving water a miss, Hint may win you over. Hint Water. No sugar, no additives, all flavor. Lynn knows. Why go anyplace else?
All right, and welcome back.
Okay.
Okay, it's back. It's back. Yeah, the light came back on. The light had going on.
It's going off again.
Yeah, it's going on and off again. On the headset, the light's going off. So we can't hear you, no. You saw the light on the headset right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay. All
Okay. I can give you this final if you want this to be the final. I say what happened was my last game we played in this FA Cup final at Southampton. Score was nothing. I'll never forget this game as long as I live. I thought we had it. I was Pickles cut down the right, and Woody had to square the ball to Kenny Barrett, but he elected to shoot. Keeper picked up the ball. I said that could have been the winner. The game went overtime. Then all of a sudden, my left back decided to pass the ball back to Arnold West, my goalkeeper. Bummer the ball ran, and I saw him take off. I said, "Oh no. I'm saying to myself, no. Bummer made the run.
It ran off again.
It's going off again.
Sit back. Did it come back on?
No.
I don't know if it's when he comes close to it.
You get the story next time.
No. You're back now. You're back. Now.
Are you back?
Yeah.
So what happened was, man, Bummer made this run by and telegraphed this pass, man.
Keeps going.
Yeah, but the battery must be dying on that headset. We can't hear you again. And let me just give you a quick update while he's getting back. After 18 minutes.
That's it. Yeah. So they beat us, and that was the end of it. That's it.
So that was Somerset?
Yeah, that was Somerset. Somerset beat us.
Oh, okay.
Beat us overtime, and they knocked us out of the FA.
Wow.
I remember playing this day. Never turn the ball back when you got a guy like Bummer the Bell running.
Yeah,
2 Yamahas on the back. I mean, how you can do that?
For sure, man. He was special.
Yeah, he's special. I ain't joking. He never stopped running.
Never stop.
Guys score a goal. You know how you're tired then after you hit one? After you hit a goal.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you're told me you can run half 80 field after that?
Yep, I learned real fast when I play with Bumler. You know, but don't try to chase him. Wait till he stops.
Eventually he'll stop.
Yeah, he'll stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
I look at how excited you are.
Yeah.
He'll stop. Unbelievable.
And all of a sudden, in his mind, the gun baby's good and his are running.
Unreal.
Yeah, unreal.
Well, quick update after 19 minutes. It's still 0-0. You had a shot for a penalty just now with Nakiwell's challenged inside the box, but the referee has indicated it's a goal kick.
Okay.
My
We'll be in tonight 2-1.
We got to be here tonight.
We'll be in tonight 2-1.
And then it's off to the big boys. But one of the things that I've always admired about you, Randy, is that the willingness to share information, the willingness to continue to be involved in the game, and see the family kind of thing, stay together. If it's just a kick, but I know for you guys it's more than the kick, because it's about breaking rights. It's about that world and how you were able to stay with that. How did that all come about?
What do you mean as well as
just like uniting a lot of the family to continue to play little pickup games here and there, Because you often see guys together playing.
Yeah, I love the game. I mean, I love soccer so much. I even used to run camps down Warwick Sack. I used to set up
Mm,
fields down there and have six aside every summer. Guys come from all over the island and play, but I always
right,
had it organized. And what I did is I didn't play long periods. I played 7 minutes each way,
right.
4 teams playing at a time, and you come off. That team won. They got
Mm,
3 points, and we just have a good time like that. And what it did, it actually what it did, it actually took a lot of young players, young
mm,
people off the streets. They
yeah,
enjoyed over there, and
Yeah.
I think that was one thing that I love to do. I just
mm,
love to see them after they finish playing. They did something constructive, you
right,
know.
right.
Yeah,
Definitely,
and
definitely.
even up to now, 72. Dennis can tell you I'm over here, and I'm over there playing with these little guys. And
I,
George says, "Okay, after 20 minutes, his shocks are going, so you can work what you do." And
Just
we,
like
we,
George.
we, we have a lot of fun over there,
Just like
all these
just
little
like
guys over
George.
there kicking. Hey, not
they're
just
going
my
from the
shocks
movie back to
again.
the push bike.
After about 30 minutes, a lot of the guys shocks are going. Dennis, you can
But
walk away
but
by and see that.
That's when you're
but
walking by saying, no, 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 I don't want you more. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want you more.
None of that.
Yeah. Put it to don't. One guy said to me, "Hey, Bean, get back." I said, "The only back you can get is this back here." Put the ball to feet. If you don't do that, that's in trouble too. But, but I really have a good time. I like to talk to young people about football. If they are serious about it, I give them information what they should do, the things that they should do to enhance the game, and I like to do that, especially those that I know love the game. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, your
yeah.
prediction, Dennis, it's going to have to come true because Haiti has just scored
Oh my gracious!
a counter attack. We lost the ball in their half. Um, a 50-50
Ah,
ball was won. A breakaway slipped it to the other player around the Dale and has scored. So after 23 minutes, it's Haiti 1, Bermuda 0.
Bermuda
Uh,
won.
yeah.
yeah, well, you've predicted 2-1, so
Remember here
go to
last
play for
time.
now. What's
Remember
that?
here last time they beat us 2-1.
Maybe that's 2. That's right.
Well,
That's right.
we owe 'em. We owe 'em.
Yeah,
We're gonna return
yeah,
the favor.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just getting the opportunity, as you said, Randy, earlier about the fact that you played against Celtic, having
Yeah.
that opportunity to play at this level or even
Yeah.
that level is something that can only benefit Bermuda football because
Of
if
course.
these
Of
guys are
course.
playing at that level, they've got to come back and kind of stay at that level,
Yeah.
for some, for a period of time because there's a lot of international football to be played as the year goes on. We still have
Yeah.
Nation Cup to play and all of that.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it really bodes well for football and anybody that wants to get something out of football because
Yeah.
that's the key. We need to get some more of those pickup games how you used to run them in
Yeah.
different neighborhoods. Because
Right.
obviously, Dennis, you talk about the community football up in Somerset.
Yeah.
We had Eastern Soccer League in St. George's.
Mm.
When you start talking about 12, 13, 14 teams and still having Wellington Rovers and St. George's coach functioning, that's a lot of people playing football,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. That's definitely
So,
right. Yeah.
yeah,
And for a small country, I mean, this is the best thing we can do. We're
yeah,
only 22 square miles, and we don't have a big pool to pick from.
right.
So to enhance it, like all of that. But I like what Dennis is doing with young players, because see, that really grassroots, this is where they have to be taught,
Mm,
and to like you said, what he's doing, taught the right way.
right.
Guys look on a lot of these young players look on, they see Messi, and they want to
Yeah.
be Messi. No,
Yeah.
Don't know what it takes to be Messi,
no,
though.
don't know what it takes. Yeah,
he didn't just
no,
he didn't just develop all those skills and
no,
no,
no.
he worked hard.
Yeah,
fitness,
yeah.
Yep.
As well
training.
as being Messi, you have to be a team player as well.
Yeah,
Because that's
yeah,
what he is.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Exactly.
Individuality is not football. I
right.
tell guys that. Oh, you're skillful. Look, one time I was watching a ginger game at Somerset, just but 2 years ago. This little guy went down and ripped two guys, they went over there, talked to his mate, and started laughing. I walked around the side and walked there and told the coach and said, "See that little guy there? Bring him off the field." He said, "That's my best player." I said, "No, it's not. This will ruin your team."
That's the
He said,
problem.
"What you
Yeah.
talking about?" I said, "You allow him to do what he does, then go over there talk to people while them other guys are doing it." I said, it's not going to be a good footballer.
Mm.
Or if it's born with the talent, if it's born with that gift of skills and with that attitude, it's not going to work. He would never play for a team I coach. And I
Yeah.
said, and the players that I played with was to look at that deal and would board him off one time. Guys
Yeah.
in my generation, he would have never been able to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so he said he is my best player. So what? If it's your best player, if it's not disciplined, he'll pull that whole team down.
Exactly.
So, and I went over to talk to the coach and I said, "No, listen, you can't have him doing that." I said, "I'm serious. It's not going to be no good for football."
Right.
He said, "Who are you?" I said, "Okay." That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, okay, that's it. All right. But like you said, all in all, what you're doing with these young guys over there is on the right track.
No, he's got him on the right track.
I'll
'cause he
back that.
dresses
Yeah,
him
I'll
like
back
blue
that
and dark
100%. Huh?
What's that?
blue. He's got him on the right track because he dresses them in light blue and dark.
Those colors will be changed very shortly.
No. Why are you going to go away from your heritage?
They'll be wearing Brazil colors as of now.
There was another disciplinarian in that village, Dr. Early.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He just couldn't. None of them young guys couldn't come up there and do exactly what they like.
And that's what
He would say, "Your mama gave me permission." You know what I mean? To whale you if you're not doing right.
Doctor used to pinch you and everything else. Unbelievable.
Yes, right. Everybody knew him
Unreal.
for that.
Yeah. Well, more sad news. Haiti's just going up 2-0
Whoa.
after 20 in the 28th minute.
2-0
2-0 to Haiti. Yeah. Ball out of their defense, over the top, and striker just kind of outmuscled Jalen Batha and beat Dale from about 18 yards.
Oh, gracious.
Yeah. So 2-0 to Haiti.
Mhm.
And Haiti are playing very physical with us.
Oh, yeah.
Every opportunity
Yeah.
they get, they let them know
You
that
got to
they're
match that. You got to match that.
Yeah.
You got to match that.
Yeah.
To be prepared for stuff like that at that level.
Yeah.
One thing about that level there, I remember coming on against Mexico, and this Mexican hit me, man. I mean, he stung me. Gumbo said to me, "Hey, Rand, this is not domestic football. You got to keep the outriggers out."
Mm.
And it's a different level because they're playing like they're playing for the life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing for the country. See,
Exactly.
a different level altogether.
Different.
You can't let these guys muscle you off the ball.
Yeah.
You have to learn fast. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I know you've been there, Dennis. You know
mercy.
how that level
No
is.
mercy at that level. No mercy.
No, sir.
No mercy.
Take no prisoners.
Yeah.
No.
No prison.
Yeah.
Well, Randy, I'm going to say I've enjoyed this
Yes.
time talking to you and taking us down memory lane with your time at North Village and Southampton Rangers, as well as encouraging young people to do positive things, including your grandson. And I'm hoping that he's encouraged by what he's doing and he stays with it because he has a lot to offer, as well as Dennis saying that he should be part of that national setup. Size has nothing to do with anything.
No, it doesn't.
What you're willing to give and get out of it. So I would gladly see him back into that national football.
I think it's mostly discouraged about everything because he knows the talent that he does have.
Right.
But I tell him just hang. Whatever happens, you're not getting no younger, but you're still like 28, so you're still
he's got a lot to offer.
Just be ready. Just be ready.
Just be ready.
That's it.
Yes.
The phone could ring at any time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be ready.
But it's really been a pleasure talking to you guys, man.
Definitely.
It really
Thank
is.
you very much.
I enjoyed every bit. I was kind of nervous because I don't like talking too much like this. I'm not one to
Dennis,
talk
you didn't see
around.
no nervousness there, did you?
Honestly, no nervousness. None whatsoever.
Hey, because I prayed first.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Beautiful.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
It's been good.
let's pray the score ends up 3-2 and not 2-1.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I'll watch the rest of it and
Yeah,
see.
same here. Same here.
Okay.
All right,
All
guys.
right.
guys.
Enjoy the rest of your
Have a
night.
good evening.
Yes.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Goodbye.
guys.
All right.
Cool.